Okay, this is our prosected cadaver. You can see the superior mesenteric artery right there alongside the superior mesenteric vein, which is more anterior than the splenic vein forming the portal vein. So coming from the superior mesenteric artery, you can see arteries, no? Going to the jejunum. The mesenteric connective tissue was not completely removed, no? To show you at the end of the jejunal arteries, you can see right there interconnections, no, to the adjacent jejunal arteries, no? The jejunal arteries are interconnected, no? And those interconnections are called arterial arcades. And then from the arterial arcades going to the bowel loop itself, you have the so-called vasa recta. So for the jejunum, there is fewer arcades, and you have longer vasa recta. So in contrast to the ilium right here. The arcades of the ilium are more numerous, no? And the vasa recta is quite short. So I think right here, the arcades are closer to the bowel loop itself because you have shorter vasa recta. But there are more arcades or interconnection between the ilial arteries. So this artery right here, still coming from the superior mesenteric, that's the iliocolic or iliocecal artery. So it's not properly isolated. There is still some mesenteric connective tissue, no, covering the vessel, plus the vasa recta, no, not vasa recta, the venae committantes or accompanying veins are still present right there, no? So that's the iliocecal or iliocolic, so it goes towards the iliocolic junction, towards the area of the cecum, which is right here. You can see the vermiform appendix attached to the cecum. This mesentery right here, this is called the mesoappendix, no? Mesentery of the appendix. And on the margin of the mesoappendix, you can see blood vessels right there, no? That will be the artery to the appendix, no? And the vein, the venae committantes, no? Draining from the appendix. So the artery to the appendix comes from the iliocolic artery. So at this area, there is a sphincter, no, guarding the iliocolic or iliocecal junction. So this one right here is the ascending colon, which has been freed, no, from its retroperitoneal position. And that vessel right there, no, still surrounded partly by mesenteric connective tissue and veins. That is the middle, right colic artery. That's the right colic artery. The middle colic artery is up here, going to the first segment of the transverse colon. And one more thing that I would like to point out, there's there would be arteries, no, that will interconnect your iliocolic to the right colic to the middle colic, and this artery runs close to the large bowel segment. So there's an artery connecting the iliocolic to the middle colic right there. It's more visible and more clear right here. Connection between the right colic and the middle colic, and also there's also connecting artery, from the middle colic going to the left colic artery, which is already blood supply to the hindgut on the other side. So that arterial network connecting your different colic arteries, we call that the marginal artery, or the artery of Drummond. So anatomically and surgically, those interconnections are important, especially for surgeons. They when they resect colonic segments, they need to preserve some of this arterial interconnection, so that the retained bowel segments will still receive its blood supply, even though a segment has been cut off.